series of bills designed to protect animals. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is Delaware State Representative Earl Jaques. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thank you.
First of all, let's talk about a bill, and this is related to shark fins. Give us an idea as to why a bill for shark fins and what's currently happening when people go fishing.
Well, what happens is some fishermen cut off the fins of sharks. Okay, they're used in decorative type things like soups and stuff like that. And basically, when they do that, then the shark is thrown back, and of course, it can't survive. So we're losing our shark, population. Now, this does not include the dogfish shark,
which is a smaller shark.
It's a smaller shark, and the whole body's being used. It's all that. So it does not apply to that shark, but most of the others it does apply to. So we're trying to save the sharks, for our children, our grandchildren, and all that, so that the ecosystem remains the same. I'm being together on that bill with Senator Venables, who happens to be the Delaware representative for the Atlantic Fisheries Council. And so him and I are working on this bill together. So we think it's a good way to save the sharks and to keep our ecosystem working.
Now, would this prevent people from actually catching sharks? Would they have to release sharks, or could they actually keep some sharks if they do catch them?
No, it has nothing to do with that part. It's just the part of cutting off the fins and throwing the shark back, which will die, and we're losing our shark population that way.
In addition to that piece of legislation, you have some legislation that you're working in conjunction with some senators on. These are related to domesticated animals, to dogs. One is a bill related to tethering dogs and sheltering dogs. Talk to us about this and some of the concerns related to dogs.
Yes, this is not the first time around on this issue. Senator Blevins and myself have been working on this issue for a while. Dogs are treated differently in our state. If you're in the southern part of our state, most dogs are on farms, so they're run wild and all that, and there's no problem with that. That's okay. We understand that. But in the other parts of the state where they're kept in homes and that type of thing, there's a tendency to tether them, chain them up for long periods of time. And so our bill, what it basically does, says you cannot chain them for more than 18 hours in any 24-hour period. You know what I mean? And also when we're having inclement weather, that you put them in a shelter, you take care of them, you make sure they have fresh water, that they're taken care of, basically. We don't want dogs to be out there just without any, care or anything of that nature. I actually have one that I see in my district all the time that has been chained up for as long as I say. No matter what time of day I go by it, that dog is chained to that same tree all the time, and it makes you wonder what's going on there. So,
would there be penalties assigned with this bill as well?
Yes, there is some penalties assigned to it, but our purpose is really to take care of the dogs.
And I want to quickly talk about another piece of legislation. This is related to rabies shots and licensing. Talk to us about what that includes.
What we're doing is we're working with all the stakeholders, and this bill will not happen this year. We're working on it during the summertime. We've already had a couple meetings with the counties, with all three counties, with the SPCA, with the veterinarians, and what we're trying to work out is a system in which they get the rabies shot and they also get their license. So it'll be user-friendly for the residents, because we have a very low percentage of dogs that get licensed and actually get their rabies shots on time. So we're trying to solve that problem by making a user-friendly system, and we're working with Senator Hall Long on that issue. And we'll be working through the summer with the stakeholders, and hopefully we're able to resolve all the issues, because it is actually under the Department of Agriculture in the state. So we're trying to work with them too to get a single database so that the veterinarians can figure out what's going on there.
And just a few seconds left, but working to make this uniform across the state as well.
Oh, absolutely across that. That's why we want the counties, all three counties involved. The money goes to them. It helps them with animal control. So we're trying to make sure that happens too.
Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thank you.
We've been talking with Delaware State Representative Earl Jaques. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Newsmakers.